Hey, welcome back to the Crossroad Diecast Speed Shop. I'm Skip, and on our turntable today we have a Humvee. I'm not sure who the maker is of this one. I believe it might be a Matchbox, but I'm not 100% sure. If anybody knows, would you put it down in the comments? That'd be great to know, just to have that for future reference. Anyways, this is a car that I'm going to be using for our Four Horsemen May military theme build. And so I'm looking forward to doing that. I found this in my junk pile of cars, and I thought this would be a cool one to use for the military theme build. So let's get this thing off the turntable, up on the rack, and take it apart, and we'll see what we've got.
A few moments later.
Well, here we are. We're back in the shop, and we've got the little Humvee up on the rack. Again, metal casting, as you can see, and probably gonna have to, for wheels I want to use, I'm probably gonna have to trim back that metal a little bit. It's kind of a neat looking thing. Again, the plastic canvas top that screws on, and then the front of it snaps in over the windshield. Not much to this base. I was probably gonna strip it, and we'll paint it some flat black and use that. And the interior, not much to that either, but we'll clean it up and paint that up as well. So let's get it down off the rack and into the stripper and begin our project. Okay, well, we are back here and we're getting ready to do some more on our military theme build. So I got the Hummer. It's all, like I said, was all drilled and tapped, and now I'm going to dump it in the citrus strip. I usually put it in one of these little yogurt containers or whatever. I think it's a yogurt container. Yeah. Put the citrus strip in there. That's what I use. Other guys use other types of items, and I usually put it in some type of little tray like that, just so I can keep an eye on it, see where things are at, and so that way I'll know when the paint's coming off, or if I'm having problems with the paint. Let's move on. All right. Well, we're back and we're working on our military build. Again, I'm not sure what kind of brand this is, but boy, the metal or whatever really was gray on this. I don't know if it was just the stripper or what was going on with the paint, but it's really rough. But I'm going to take one of these Scotch-Brite wheels, and let's go over the body. Let's see if we can shine it up a little bit, make it a little bit easier for the primer to adhere. There's a lot of detail on this, though. That's why I kind of thought it was a Matchbox, but I'm not 100% sure what this one is. But the metal is really different. It's a really rough casting. Well, I'm going to work on this a little bit more. Looks like it's going to take a little bit more work. No sense you just keep having you watch me just keep scrubbing this with that scouring wheel. So we'll get back after this is done. Okay, we're back with our Four Horsemen military theme build. I picked these tires, these truck tires for this Humvee. I will be probably painting these black before I get done. You can see the wheels roll pretty good. One thing I did have to do on this is I had to See here, I had to cut some. I used my Dremel tool with a cutting disc, and I cut some of this back because these areas were coming out and they were rubbing on the tires. I did it on the back too. You can see that right there, I think. So, anyways, they're rolling out, which is good. Got the base, the chassis cleaned up pretty good. I meant the chassis, the body cleaned up pretty good. So, we're going to get this thing into primer and get it painted. Let's move on. All right, well, we're getting ready. We've got our Humvee all primed up with some gray primer. Now I've mixed up some of this Vallejo olive brown paint that I'm going to paint the body with. So I've got to mix up. Let's put it on the car. Usually try to go a little lighter on the first couple of coats. But with the primer, it makes it a little bit easier. Probably we'll be putting down about 3 coats on this. So there you go. So we got that taken care of for the first coat. So let's move on.
2,000 years later.
All right, well, we're back, and we have all the pieces to our military theme build ready. So just take a look at it. Again, I painted the interior a tan color. The top was white and painted that the same tan color. Gave this olive brown paint scheme, and then gave it some matte clear. Stripped the base, the chassis, detailed up the lights, and a little bit underneath. Whoops, a little bit underneath the bottom. Wheels. These are some Samed wheels. I actually painted the rims so they were black, so they'd be darker and stuff. So let's get this thing put together. We'll get it on the turntable and take a look and see what we've got. Well, here it is. My entry into the Four Horsemen Diecast May 2025 military theme build. It's a Humvee. The Humvee is short for High Mobility Multi-Purpose Wheeled Vehicle. It's a light four-wheel drive military truck that was produced by the United States military back in the 1970s to replace their older vehicles such as the Jeep. It gained a lot of significance and popularity during the 1991 Gulf War. This one, I'm not sure, again, I can't remember the casting it is. It doesn't say on the bottom of it. But this one, what I've done to it is I've stripped it all down. I painted it with some olive brown paint from Vallejo. The wheels are Samed wheels, which I took and I painted the hubs black. You can see I also took and sprayed some tan boot Rust-Oleum paint for the top, and the decals are some that I had from Second Chance Red Lines, just kind of give it that military theme. Really kind of spruce that up. If you recall what the car looked like prior to this build. Again, I want to thank Radio Flyer, who's our guest horseman, for participating and joining us in this build. I hope you'll check out his build as well. He does some great stuff, and so I'm really excited about that. Don't forget, our next month's build is barn find, so be getting your castings and make it look like a barn find. Also, I hope you'll check out all the rest of those who have built and participated in this month's military theme. We want to again invite you to be part of that. Be part of our monthly builds. On behalf of Paul at Diecast Graveyard, Andrew at Maple Leaf Customs, Tom at Spork Syndicate, myself, Skip here at Crossroad Diecast Speed Shop. We would love to have you take part in our monthly builds. You don't need to be on social media. All you have to do on the last day of the month is take a 16:9 glamour shot on a white background of your build and send it in to 4horsemendiecast@gmail.com. Again, send on the last day of the month. That way we don't lose it. We don't get it mixed up with any other photos that come in. And we'll put it in one of our recap videos later. That'll come out later the next month. again, I hope you really enjoyed this, and I want to thank you for watching our builds. And again, as always, God bless, and thanks for stopping by the shop.